I would want to ask you about, you always speak about our network is our net worth. So what kind of networking strategies a person who's looking for a job for a long time in the sense is looking for a job for 3 months now, and
Mhm.
say it's increasing day by the days are in number of days are increasing, 3 months to 6 months. A person who is looking for a job is very desperate in need of a job, and also he's in need of inspiration, to be very honest, because it will have somewhere, it will have some effect somewhere or sometime on his mental health as well, the burnout issues and things like that. So what kind of a network he should maintain, and how should he tackle the mental health problem or the burnout problem while searching for a job, which itself is a full-time job? So these are the two questions for you, Natalia.
Thank you so much, Jack. Thank you. I want to say, first of all, what you said earlier, searching for the job is a full-time job. This is, I couldn't have said this better. This is, I hear all the time from the clients, and you're absolutely right. What happened is that the people get into panic mode, and they don't have this resource if they're still working for a company. So they have a full-time job, and then they have to also look for another job if they want to leave. So you have to be strategic. You have to be really, really careful with your time, because first of all, to avoid the burnout, because the moment you get into recruitment hiring process right now, I mean, it was hard 5-10 years ago. It's really, really tough. It doesn't matter the industry, it's just really, really tough right now. And tough, first of all, mentally, to keep up with this, because you get ghosted, people promising you something and then the things not happening. So there's just so much kind of negative that you have to address, and you have to really take a control. So the first thing I would really say is, when you make a decision, I need a new job, or you've been looking for a job for X amount of time, 3 months, 1 month, 1 day, I don't care. What I really advise everybody is to get in touch, if not with me, then with somebody like me, and see what this person can offer to you. Because as you said earlier, my background is ex-recruitment, ex-HR, ex-hiring manager. And what that gives is that I look really different at each of the resumes, at each of the LinkedIn profile. So I see this as a recruiter, I see this as a hiring manager, and I see this as a internal HR. And each of this person looks really, really different on your profile, and they're looking for different things. And this is where kind of the problem happens at the end of the interview. So sometimes you go head and head, you feel like everything is going great, you're up again for the same job with maybe like one person, and then they get the job and you don't. And it's really devastating, because it's like being in a sports industry and being the second one or the fourth one. Second one, you didn't quite get the first place. Fourth one, you didn't get to stand on an Olympic trio. So it's the worst feeling. And often there is not much feedback, especially if this is you dealing with an outside recruitment. They would not have this information unless they have an extremely great relationship with the client. But also the client will tell them, don't say this, say that. So you will never really know the full truth unless you in a direct contact with the hiring manager yourself, because then you have a bit more control, have a bit more of a relationship. So do try, first of all, to look at the strategy of how you're going to do your search for the next job or to switch within your career. The other thing I say as well, I learned this many, many years ago myself. You have to do the following. You have to use TTP. And if TTP doesn't work, then you have to do TTMP. And what that means, I'll explain. TTP means you need to talk to people. So the moment that you stop having conversations and you in your house and you lock the doors and nothing happening, things will not be happening. Okay. So you need to be talking to people. And by talking to people, I don't mean I'm just applying for the jobs. I'm just, 100 CVs a day and I'm not hearing anything back. No, 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 no. You need to talk to people. You need to find people to talk to. If nobody comes to you, you have to be proactive and you have to get out and do this yourself. So LinkedIn again is a great, great place. You want to be in front of the right people on LinkedIn. Find them. They commenting. They making posts. And don't just comment on their post to say, hey, great post, or great point. Be really strategic on what you say so they can see your value, because they would be grateful to have somebody like you in their network if that's the network you are in, right? So you have to talk to people. And if TTP doesn't work, talk to people doesn't work, then you need to do TTMP, which means talk to more people. So this is something that I learned many, many years ago when I came to recruitment, and that's exactly what they were saying to us. TTP, if TTP doesn't work, TTMP. So you need to talk to more people. You have to constantly talk to people and to expand your network. You can't be sitting around and just applying for the jobs. Because what I want to say about the applying just for the job. So like you said, somebody applying, look, I'm looking for a job for 3 months and nothing happening. Okay, let's stop and look at this. What's not happening? What's not working? I want to know how many people you spoke with. I want to know how many applications you've sent, where this application, what kind of applications. I want to see your CV. I want to see your LinkedIn. I want to understand what's actually not working. And that's why I said at the very beginning, if you're not going to reach out to me, that's fine. Go and reach out to somebody like me and ask for a professional person outside of recruitment. So not a recruiter, because the recruiter wouldn't have time. Don't forget, we spoke about this. The recruiter's world is they have a job description. They need to match that job description. They're not going to spend time talking to someone who is not right for their job descriptions right now and giving them tips and tricks, because the recruiter's paid by the companies. So they're not going to be spending time, with all respect, they're not going to be spending time doing what I do, because they're not in exactly your right corner. They will give you tips. They will say, you need to change your CV. But they're not going to spend, 20 minutes of a free conversation like I do to go in exactly details. Okay, what's working, what's not working. But you have to be advocating for yourself. And if you can't advocate for yourself, you need to find somebody who will do this for you, because majority of the time it comes down to not so much even the knowledge, because I do speak with some people who are in a really high position and really VPC level, and they kind of like hit with the news and they don't really know what to do. And you would think, how do you not know what to do? But it's the confidence. It's the confidence that knocked down. So to have somebody just to hold a hand and just to say, okay, I don't think this is working and this is working because of these reasons. And to have somebody like me looking at the position from, again, recruiter who is looking at your CV really different to how the hiring manager is going to look. Hiring manager wants to know, can you do this job tomorrow that they need to do? The recruiter needs to know, okay, here's the 3 topics of what the hiring manager is looking for. Are you matching this? So I need to see as a recruiter on your CV the actual words that explains to me that you are the right profile, so I can put you in front of the client. Okay. And then HR in between, they really looking at the fit within the company, how you're going to fit within your personality with the rest of the team, how the team will respond to you. Is this is the right team? So that's what I mean. There's like elements that you would need to fit in each of the position that would be reviewing your profile and your CV. So the most important thing that you can do is to work on your mindset and be really strong on your mindset, and reach out to someone who can actually give you feedback on how to check what's working and what's not working. Because often I just look and I just go straight away. I can say right now what's not working. I can say right now why you applying for 100 CVs and nobody coming back to you. I can say why you going for an interview and nobody having a further conversation with yourself and prefer someone else. And I can also say by the end of the interview why they're choosing someone else, and they're saying to you, oh sorry, they just had better fit within the company. Such a blasé answer.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Natalia. That shows your expertise and also how much you care about these job seekers. I mean,